This old DR350, Willie, it's an eyesore. Not even all here. But it's been interesting. It's taken me on a journey of troubleshooting and diagnostics that I didn't expect. Thought I had it nailed down last night about what was happening. 2 nights ago, rather. Last night, I told you all how thankful I was of our old Dodge truck. Tonight, I'm still thankful for the Dodge truck. But I'm also thankful for a few people took the time to comment who have eagle eyes. They said, review the tape at around the 16-minute mark, and you'll see an arc, an electrical arc, down by the coil, right here, where it bolts to the frame. I feel embarrassed. My caveman, my ego, feels a little bit embarrassed, but sure enough, I didn't see it here in person, but when I looked at the video, there's some sparking going on down there, just like they said. If any of you fellerettes aren't familiar with mechanical things, it's a universal rule that there should not be sparks on the machine when it's running.
Maybe that's why it caught on fire.
Could be. Anyhow, it's very strange that there's an arc here between the coil and the frame. For the spark plug to spark, the coil needs to be grounded to the frame, which is also electrically bonded to the cylinder head, and that completes the circuit, so the spark plug can spark. But for some reason, this coil is rubber mounted to the frame. It's electrically insulated. It's a very curious circumstance that it runs at all. I think the problem here, if you come around the other side, I'll take off my XL600 component so things are simpler to see. When I got this motorcycle, many of the wires were charred. So I cut the charred portions out and rewired it myself. These 3 wires going this way are positive to the coil, kill switch, which I'm not worried about, and negative to the coil, which is also grounded to the frame per the electrical diagram. So I just wired this to the bolt that holds the coil and is also bolted to the frame. I didn't realize the coil was insulated from the frame. I imagined the original factory wiring also had another lead going off somewhere that was bonded to the frame. I think the only reason it ran at all is because this bracket for the coil happens to be bent up enough that a spark can occur right here, ground the coil to the frame, and in turn let the spark plug spark. Coincidence. First thing I'll do is turn off the lights and see if I can duplicate the spark so you all can see it, and to emphasize that if you're having phantom electrical trouble, take the time, do yourself a favor, turn off the lights, start up the motor, and see if anything jumps out at you. Never mind about the lights off. We tried to film in the darkness, but the camera didn't pick up the spark. Then I remembered the camera can see it when the lights are on. So just look right here, probably from this side. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, you almost hit my nose.
Right there.
Yeah. So that shows
Pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, based on my limited knowledge of electronicals, if I run a wire from the coil, the negative side of the coil, to the frame, so there's a direct connection rather than an air gap that electricity has to travel through, will that solve all the problems?
Maybe.
Maybe it ran better with the Honda part just because it was a little better at running despite this problem. I'll hook up a wire, then we'll restart it. See how it runs. I've got my wire hooked up, goes from the coil to the CDI box and also to the frame. And this is all temporary. I'll make sure to tape it if it works. I'm really wondering if it'll run better now.
So shouldn't I come to the other side?
I think you'll be able to tell if it runs better from either side. It should definitely stop the sparking.
That's what I was thinking about.
Your choice. You're in the driver's seat. Wow, it almost started right there. No spark, but will it idle? Will he idle? That's always been the question. I'll let it percolate and open up this garage door. So far, pretty smooth. And that's the original CDI box on it. It's not backfiring. Off choke. Will. I can already tell. Get out of here.
I'll be on my way.
Not you. Get out of here. A feller can tell. You all can tell. Camera girl can probably tell.
Oh yeah.
How's that running?
Sounds nice.
I'm not even embarrassed. I'm a little bit humbled, but I'm mostly happy. Wow. I know you want to go inside, but I just like listening to it. Finally. Finally. You can't ask for better than that. Except maybe some fenders and a seat.
I bet you'll put those grips on now.
Poor thing, poor Willie, all the time. He was getting shocked. Right here.
Ooh.
Moral of the story is, groups of people are powerful. And I'm fortunate to have people watching this, to find these things. I think that if you put the best genius you can come up with, camera girl, for example, against 10 random people off the street, those 10 random people are going to have a broader base of knowledge than any one genius. Guy or gal only has so much time to devote to anything, where multiple people have such varied observations, interests, intelligence. So don't try to get in a war on Twitter or Facebook against a bunch of people. They'll always win. Wow. The other moral of the story is, even if you're fumbling around in the dark, sometimes you'll stumble over the solution to a problem if you're persistent and if you're just a little bit lucky. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested in watching yesterday's video, I'll put a link to that up on the screen. And if you'd like to see what we get up to tomorrow, I'll put tomorrow's video up there as well, as soon as it's available. Thanks for watching.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.